Broke it right there. Split like that. Good day, folks. It's DIY Guy 123 here, bringing you another do-it-yourself video. Today, I'm not gonna show you how to do something. I'm gonna show you how to not do it. And what I mean by that is, I broke something and I wanna give you a little lesson so that you don't have to make the same amateur mistake I made. I'm not a professional and I do make mistakes. And I'm feel kind of silly about this one. I should have known better. I don't mind you laughing at me as long as you don't do it yourself. What I have here is a trailer brake drum and the bearings were bad and I was pressing out the old race. Actually, I didn't press it out. I just used a cold chisel to tap it out. And then I went to tap in the new one and I'm tapping around and it won't go. Why won't it go? Well, I got a big flat plate to put on top of there and then I tapped evenly on the flat plate thinking that maybe I was tapping at an angle. Still wouldn't go. So this is where I made the mistake. I should have stopped and reassessed, but I didn't. I came to the 30-ton shop press, set the drum up like this, set the new bearing like this with the thinner diameter facing up and the thicker facing down. It dropped down in the hole like that. I used a socket on top of that, and I used this spacer on top of there, and I started to press. Now, I did not come right onto it with full force. I knew it shouldn't take a whole lot, and I was kind of tender with it. Just put, I don't know, maybe a ton or something like that, but not a lot. And it didn't want to go. So I thought maybe if I heated right around here, it would expand that area to receive this bearing race a bit. Now, when I say heated, I did use an acetylene torch. I just heated it 150 degrees Celsius. You definitely couldn't touch it with your hand, but it was nowhere near glowing red. I thought that that would expand enough and we would all of a sudden see the press just relax because the bearing moved in, and it didn't. Well, I loaded it up on the press, and guess what happened? I broke it, split like that. So, this is not something you should weld. I was asked, why couldn't I just put a bead of weld on that crack? For one thing, this is no longer round and it wouldn't support the bearing race anymore properly. But another thing, if it cracked here, it's cracked along there somewhere too, even though we can't see it. So, this is not usable any longer. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out that the little teeny tiny letters on this bearing race, this one says L68110, and this is the correct one for that hub. What I had for the kit was an L68111. It was one digit off, and it's about 30 thousandths bigger in diameter, and that is too much to try and fit into there. So I took something big and I tried to jam it into a small hole, and I forced it, and that broke. The lesson here is double check all the dimensions of your bearings. I already had checked the inner race for both the inner and outer bearings that came with the kit, and they were perfect. And the outer bearing, outer race was perfectly fine and tapped in here without any drama. It was only one of the four races that was off by one digit, and this was the result. So please double check. And when you remove your old bearing races, use a vernier caliper and check them against your new ones before you force them in. And here is a vernier caliper. This is a digital one, but that part is irrelevant. You're gonna take your old one, put it in here, and roll up the wheel until you get to the part you're trying to measure, and give it a wiggle back and forth to just sort of center it. And then lock it. That's a snug fit. You don't want it to be a tight fit. You just want it to be a, snug fit. And then you put it up against your new part and you make sure they're exactly the same. If you put your old part in and it's snug and your new part can go like this, that's a problem and it's the wrong part. Hope this helps you. You can have a laugh at my expense, but don't make that mistake yourself. Good luck with your do-it-yourself projects.